Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Bo Nix preseason week 2 locked in. Everybody's fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. Hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for the video, let's get into it. Bo Nix preseason week 2. We got some sprinkles there. It's official, y'all. The hype train is loaded up. All aboard. Well, maybe not all aboard. I'm not jumping on board quite yet, but certainly some awesome film here. We're going to go through, kind of pick it apart. Right here, the first one of the few kind of things that I think if Bo Nix had to play this play over again, he'd probably do different. This, to me, a little free access, hitch, RPO. Now, whatever their terminology is, this guy's unblocked, this alley apex player. If he inserts into this run, the alert probably puts us there, or the read, the conflict defender, whatever you want to say. Now, it's not that easy to have your feet like this, your left foot back, as you hand this inside zone runoff and read this thing over here. It would be a lot easier for me if we were on the right side and we were coming down like same side ball handling. Then we could really see it. Again, this is how you go from, the dude knows how to eat completion percentage, right? But this is how you go from 88% completion to 90% completion. And everybody can see 2 hands up, hitch wide open, little widen hitch as well. It's not the end of the world that you don't throw it. But I mean, for someone who's so good with the completion percentage, so accurate, so precise on these underneath throws, you're almost surprised when you see a rep like this and he doesn't hit it. Again, it's not easy, right? Left foot back, looking this way, got to look all the way over to 30 or 20. Tough one. Next one here, 3rd and 1. Before we get into that, can we quickly mention that, is this the normal scoreboard shot film-wise for the Broncos? Because this has some like old school Soldier Field vibes. Not the good kind of vibes as far as film is concerned. But right here, power pass. We're going to work the nub down here to the bottom on the shallow. It's going to be no to the flat up top. Yes to the shallow. Nice job sitting down in zone. 3rd and short. Nice job from Bo Nix. This is a reverse out. The fullback type is going to bluff and be in the flat. Normally the back would go full speed and chop this thing a little quicker. He still gets the chop. And it's a nice read. It's a nice ball placement. Again, you can say a lot of things about second stringers, about whatever, Sean Payton, fit, offense, all that stuff. And I will. But you can't say that Bo Nix doesn't throw a hell of a lot of strikes on these short underneath throws. So this power pass, let's first just talk philosophy here. Everybody in the league runs some iteration of this. Bluff, cut. Take your inside shoulder as the back, cut the outside quad of the edge defender. The read is almost universally 1 to the flat, 2 something in this space. Now, some teams run versions of shallow on the backside. Some teams will run snag or spot on the front side, but there's something here as the number 2, and then it's almost always with some sort of corner here. And again, it's just an iteration of like a tight flood. This is well done from Bo Nix, though. Reverse out. No to the flat. Nice job from 82 settling down there. The dunk. Put it right on him. Away from the near defender. Let him turn away from that near defender and roll. So again, read this thing out as you reverse out. Fake. Flat. No. Shallow. Yes. Boom. Well done. Next one here. Hank alert. Hank alert. At least if you're going to run Hank, do it like this. Like start it empty, maybe even staying empty. It looks like they probably got 2 plays called there. Zone, get to Hank. Okay. I will say, again, this show is about nuance and detail. And I've already kind of done my impersonation of Steve Levy having his Meg Ryan moment of When Harry Met Sally with the Bo Nix broadcast. But he's so good with the underneath stuff that you're almost surprised when he puts it on the wrong shoulder. So to me here, this sit route or this like over the ball throw when you run Hank, you're trying to throw it away from the near defender. So whoever you think is the near defender here, I would probably say here the ball should go on this shoulder. And the reason you do that is so that he can spin away from the near defender and kind of fall forward. Now again, whatever, right? 5-yard sit. But you can see here, see how he turns into the near defender? Boop. Again, not my favorite play. It's wide open. You've got the sit. You've got the curl flat. Up top, you've got the curl. They're running it out of 6-person protection here. Normally, you run it out of 5-person protection. It doesn't matter. The play is still the play. Zone, put it on him. Again, the dude can get completions. There's no doubt about it. He is decisive. He gets the ball out of his hands. You can see the process here. He looks like he's in command here as far as what they're trying to do and communicate at the line of scrimmage. Play orchestra. I love it. Conductor. 1, 2, 3. Boom. On him. Decisive. Just other shoulder. Next one here. You know, this is, I would classify this play as a little lucky. This is fake toss, naked or keeper going out to the right. Now, he does a nice job. Bo Nix, nothing lucky from Bo Nix's standpoint. He does an excellent job moving the launch point, getting out on the edge, getting it to what is supposed to be the flat. Now, I say lucky because of how this thing played out for 12. Most teams, I'm not going to say you never see this iteration of it. I would say most teams, when you run a naked or a keeper, there's almost always someone in the flat, someone in the over, and someone deep. Whether it's to the corner or to the post, it doesn't really matter. Most teams from this standpoint would do two things. They would probably switch who's on the ball here, and the guy who's off the ball would run that sneak or slide flat over here. And the reason you do that is so that you don't run into any defenders, right? If you go on this side of the ball to run that drag or tight flat down over here, there's a chance that you get knocked off. These are big dudes. This is tough place to navigate. So if you run this version of it, okay, but you better have your head on a swivel in here because these dudes are looking for violence. And so he gets knocked off here, and it actually probably helps him get a completion. What I mean by that is if he were to get over here immediately, there's a flat defender, I think it's this guy right here, who's sitting right here. Because he gets kind of knocked off his timing, there's a space between him and the flat defender, and it almost works out like a traditional like late flat. I think if this play played out at the correct pace, where he gets over there quickly, the ball probably goes to the over. So maybe it's a better play if the flat defender comes down and this is going to be there. They don't have enough people over here. But regardless, the way it plays out, I like Bo Nix solving the problem, making them right. Really good traits. So watch 12 get jacked by the tackle. Dunk. See that flat defender out there waiting? And again, if the flat defender were to cover 12, you got 14 on the wide open over. So both are open. Nice decision. Again, he has proven himself to be very decisive and clean with the decision making, which are great traits. There's no way around that. That's awesome. Next one here. Now, again, you look at the stat sheet, 8 for 9, 80 yards, touchdown. It's awesome. But you've got to be able to at least be somewhat objective to say some of these completions are slightly manufactured. Okay, that is as easy of a completion as you will ever see at any level of football. And it's not illegal. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just like, let's be honest. Have we seen anybody else this preseason do this? I haven't. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's a good play. You got two people blocking, a little swing screen over here. But this is what? I mean, 10 yards? I just want to be as clear and explicit as I can be. Not all 8 for 9 days are the same. I mean, not all of these throws and completions are the same. You know, who knows what this read is? Double slant up top with a swing screen down here to the bottom. Regardless, it's a nice play. It's a nice completion. They certainly seem to feel like they're playing to his strengths, which is a positive thing to say about a coaching staff. It's not a negative thing to say. It's not Bo Nix's fault that the twos are out there for Green Bay, right? Next one here, 3rd and 4. I kind of see this play from both sides. like both sides of my brain, I guess. It's awesome vision. It's really, really close to being an awesome play. Now, this is Mesh Railroad. Lots of teams run the version of Mesh. I like them moving the back here, trying to get the rail. Not there. They catch zone. Could he pull this thing to the number 4 to the right? Maybe right there. Great vision. I love the peek behind. He just gets a little lost. My thing about it was a few things. One, you can celebrate his vision, his awareness at the end of this thing to extend the play, but you also have to acknowledge the fact that he went past the line of scrimmage. So it's not that great awareness, right? I get it. It's really close to being a great play. And then to me here, we're running mesh. We're running the deep hook over the ball. One of these guys is coming over here. And you read this thing kind of 1, 1B. It's supposed to be a B. 2, 3, 4. Now again, I think last week he was really quick to move off the launch point. Here, I understand why he wants to go this way, because there's a huge valley that he can kind of navigate through here on the line of scrimmage. Maybe he comes back and throws this ball. You don't know. And why I say maybe is because you don't know that you're going to extend and potentially get a touchdown pass. But I mean, if he throws it here, kind of in phase, more keeps his base as opposed to exiting early, it's a first down. Now, it's almost a world-class play, but it's not. Okay? He creeps over the line of scrimmage. It can be both. It can be almost a great play and a penalty. So again, catch zone, no rail, read out the mesh, put it on him. Not there, extend. I love the fact that he did the peek behind the head. He just drifts over the line of scrimmage. So it's so close, and it can be close, okay? It's not against the rules. Well, it is against the rules, actually, I should say that. No to the rail, mesh, no, right there. You can see he almost sees it. And I'm saying he's throwing it, I would hope he's throwing it here. It almost kind of looks like he's looking here, though. Again, how you read this thing, the mesh who's off the screen, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Again, does he have to go? No. Could he move and keep his base? Yes. Does he just feel more comfortable staying on the move? And can he make plays? Yeah, he can. And at some point, verse number 1's out there, you're going to have to stay in the pocket, keep your base, and drive the ball down the field. Again, you can see the little peak behind right there. I love that awareness. Don't love the awareness of drifting over the line of scrimmage, but that's a cool arm angle. Whoop. Real close. We're talking completion, so put a few on here that I normally wouldn't put on a video. This is an excellent screen. Again, as someone who feels like some of these completions are manufactured, meaning that they're just easy throws. Now, other teams do this too, okay? It's not just this, but I want y'all to watch the interior 3 linemen. Watch how well they sort this out. The center takes the first, next guard. Look at that. That's a clinic tape. And again, all teams teach this differently when we're talking about screens and getting these 3 guys out. I prefer to say, some teams will be like, oh, the guard has this, the guard, this guy has the numbers, this guy's got the hash, this guy's got the peeker. I prefer to say, hey, we don't know how you're going to get out of here, like what the order is out. The first one has the kick, the second one has the alley, the third one has the tracks, whatever your terminology is to say who's who in the zoo. But this is perfect from the guards. And again, I understand who they're going against, okay? You don't have to come in the comments. 77 spins. Watch him sort them out. All 3 bodied up. Look at the wide receivers downfield fighting. That's awesome. That is awesome. So again, you want to peel back the layers and find out how you get to 88% completion percentage. It's stuff like this, but they're also doing it at a really high level. So it's not just, hey, throw it in the garbage can. We're not going to be able to replicate these kind of completions. They absolutely are. It's great play calling, timing, design. It's also world-class execution up front and on the perimeter blocking. This next one here is the one I really wanted to see Bo Nix let it rip. Now, not necessarily see it. I don't think it's a bad decision that he doesn't throw it here. I think it's unfortunate protection-wise that he doesn't have just enough time to let this thing go, because I think this is going to be a really nice rip throw down the middle of the field. This is a cool design. Could he potentially have thrown it down the middle of the field? Yes. Am I going to like think that negatively of this play that he didn't? No, I understand why he didn't. So this is a pretty cool play. We're going to come in here and come out of this thing. This is a big, like, leaner post. This is like a double move out here. I'm not going to pretend to tell you how the hell I would read this. Okay, I'm going to guess that they're trying to get right here and then to this. Okay, that's to me how it would play up, and you'd take that as like a matchup alert. Now, the problem here, pass pro wise, is you've got the tight end sniffer on an NFL, I don't care if it's a backup, edge, defensive end. That's a tough matchup, man. That just is a tough matchup historically in the league. So when you make this fake and come off this thing and come out to throw this thing, are we going to have this? Probably not. Could he have thrown this, and would it have been a world-class throw with some anticipation? Yes. That's the throw that I don't think we've quite seen yet in the preseason. These types of drive throws down the field, even though he does rip a nice in later. Again, we're not going to have 87 to the bottom. You can see Bo Nix, he's looking this way, right? And this is why I'm saying we're reading it out this way. I'm not pretending to be in there. This is not going to be there with this kind of leverage. This potentially is going to be there because we've got all this space. And you can see as these things break the same direction, you would think you'd read this 1 to 2. That would be a like CJ Stroud type of throw for me. I just haven't seen anything that says that this is going to be something that's consistently in the bag. So could he throw it? Yeah, he could right there, right down the middle of the field. Now, do I understand why he didn't throw it? Yeah, he feels a green tidal wave coming at him. So it's one of those things where I would love to have seen it. I understand why we didn't. I also understand how we get to 88% completion percentage. We're not throwing balls like this. So again, could he throw that ball to 11 right now? Yes. Right? Like the no to this, right? We're out leveraged here. Yes to this. He's coming into this space. You can see this window drive this thing right there. Could he? Yes. Would he take a hit? It would be a big hit because we've got a green tidal wave of L. And again, tough on the tight end. Tackle, got to be able to block this. So and again, as you come back and your vision is here, you are going to probably feel this. And so again, that's why I'm saying it's not a huge negative that we didn't get this one thrown. I just would have loved to have seen it. That's more than anything else. It was there, except for the pass pro. Halftime, you dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me. So thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member. I appreciate your support. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have courses on RPOs, tempos, pass protection, the best-selling courses, how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system for you. So hop over there and enroll. You can check out all the courses at the new Quarterback School website, theqbschool.com. Get over there, ask me anything, a really cool interactive feature. Let me know what you think about it. And then finally, make sure to follow me across all social media platforms. I appreciate your support across all of those different elements of the channel. As for the video, let's get back to it. Next one here, the only incompletion on the night. I actually think this is a really nice play from Bo Nix. This play is a disaster from the jump. There's no way that they blocked this correctly, and they would want 90 being a free runner on what I'm used to calling like long trap pass action. So we're pulling the left guard. I would bet that the left tackle is not doing the correct block. Hey, all of a sudden someone's in your face, don't take a sack, throw it away. That's essentially a glorified throwaway. So from Bo Nix's perspective, I think this is really nice. At the snap, you're going to make this play fake, come back, set up. You're probably thinking, we've got this corner and we've got this crosser. And this crosser is probably going to be there. Now the corner is a little funky, not my favorite design here. I think we have the wing go inside, so it gets jacked, and now we're kind of like in the same lane as the over. Not great. And then again, this is absolutely what we don't want. So he like has an initial surge with the inline tight end, and then he goes unblocked. So this doesn't look like a naked or a keeper where we have an unblocked edge. Right? We're pulling the left guard. It's just one of those things where it doesn't look like it's blocked correctly. We don't have a chance. Bo Nix kind of saves us. This is the trait I'm used to saying, don't make a bad play a disaster. This is a bad play right here. He does not make it a disaster. Now, sure, would you love to see a completion down here? Maybe. But I think an incompletion here, saving the play, keeping us in phase, fine. Not the end of the world at all. So again, if you're going to block long trap here, so this is that famous Peyton Manning, Tom Brady action here, okay? And then everyone else is essentially on the play side is going to be down. So down, down. This is a tough block for this center to have a shade and say you got to get all the way to a 4. So for me here, I would want this tight end almost like tight setting with a kickstand, his right hand right there, waiting for this kind of chip end to come. So if we're going to chip him, someone needs to block him after. So tight set, kickstand, and then block the guy. And we can't have someone who's got his hand on the ground unblocked in play action. It's just not going to work. Right? It's just not going to work. So you can see the center trying to work to the 4 technique, but the tackle takes him over. So we never really get there. Now we got a surprise in our face, and it's an incompletion. Pretty wild that that's our only incompletion on the day. Right here, 3rd and 9. We're going to run essentially deep scat. Hank, I'm used to calling this play ocean. The only reason I say that is because of just deep hooks, like you're out in the ocean. Yeah, you're welcome for that. This is a Tampa 2 beater. This is wide open. 8-12 right over the middle of the ball. Watch the middle linebacker run to the middle. You chase his technique, set it down between the 2 hook defenders, and you're good to go. I like the operation here. It looks like once he knows he's got zone, he moves the back up for the chip. You see this pass pro all over the place in the league on 3rd and forever, right, where you get this kind of like double chip. So double chip flat, double chip flat. Here's that deep over the ball hook paired with curls, deep curls on the outside. Great. All deep hooks. Ocean, you're welcome. Call it whatever you want. The technique here, once you catch Tampa 2, so this Mike linebacker running to the middle of the field, you want to chase his technique, run at him, and then we're trying to split these 2 hook curl defenders. So as they drop back and they'll tether to the quarterback's eyes, you want to run this hook right in between them. Boop, and put it right on him. It's excellent execution. It's just, you have to say, it looks like it's preseason with how open everyone is. And again, I know one team looks like they're playing the starters, the other team looks like they're playing the backups. That to me is a qualifier, but it's no knock against Bo Nix. He's executing the play at a high level. And it's open, right? Like 3rd and 9, you're never going to get that wide open over the ball like that. But it is here. He makes him pay. He's decisive. Right on the body. Let's go. Next one here. Start of the 2nd quarter. 1st and 20. This one is one that I think we're going to talk through a little bit. You know, I think it showcases his athleticism, his decisiveness, his ability to run it a little bit, get out of bad plays, which is a great trait for a young quarterback. I think it also reveals some potential things that I'm asking to just see. I want to see him drive the ball from the pocket and get through kind of a read, even a decisive. It doesn't have to be like a full field read. But to me here, this play is down here at the bottom, what I'm used to calling like a little wrap in or basic with this little like pivot gather right here. Okay. Up here, this sure looks like what I'm used to calling an option or a choice here. And then on the outside, probably running a must outside release go. You know, if the coverage structure, however you read this, I'm not going to pretend to tell you how they would read it. If it's split field coverage, middle of the field open, and you're working over here, I think the ball goes here. And if you're worried about the corner kind of trapping this thing, I would love to see a hole shot in phase on time. I would love it. If you're working down to the bottom, this little high-low or low-high, the ball probably goes here. Now, for whatever reason, he doesn't like it. Okay, now I'm saying either side you worked, you could throw the ball to multiple people. That's the part I don't like. The part I do like is him being decisive. He can certainly get up and move and extend, but when you watch the film, I'm not sure why you have to here, right? Again, does that make sense? Like this is drop 8. You've got forever. If you're working up top, throw it to 14 in the slot on the little choice. If you're working down here, throw it to the number 3 on the stick. Right? And then if you wanted to show off, you could rip the whole shot up top. It looks like he's looking to the left, and maybe 14 just confuses him, but I think the choice is the right move. I think this ball, if he had to play this over again, would go right here on this shoulder. And again, if you're nervous that this guy's going to come in here and ambulance shot him, then let's let this thing rip right here. But again, I want to make sure I'm clear. That is a great stat line. It is. It really is. But there were more opportunities for throws on this film that he, for whatever reason, didn't take. At some point, you would think he's going to have to make the plays from within the pocket, driving the ball down the field. That doesn't mean that he's wrong necessarily for not doing it up until this point. Your boy 14 absolutely dump trucks that Packers defender. Holy moly. So again, confused or doesn't like it right there. Decisive go. Great. Watch 14 right here. Dunk. Oh, baby. I love it. They look pretty violent on the perimeter. This next one is my favorite throw by far. We're going to rip a deep in down here to the bottom. It's beautiful. This is it, man. If this is what it is, then he's going to be really, really good because he's ripping this thing down the field with some anticipation, driving the ball exactly what I've been asking for. Now, again, is it wide open? Yep. Is the pass protection ridiculous? Yes. Does it, it doesn't mean that it's not a great throw. It is a great throw, and I'm going to celebrate it. It's an excellent route as well. So deep ends in the league are usually 20 yards. So what, we're at the 29 here. His feet are. So you hope to get to like the 9-yard line, which would be off the screen here. So you want to get into that route, pretend like we're at the 9-yard line, and tight turn this thing. I always thought that the best ends were thrown 2 yards inside the numbers. So you're looking for right here at the 10-yard line. And again, right? Let's see what it's got. Beautiful here. Beautiful route. 1, 2, 3. Maybe not my favorite footwork in the world. Gun, I would probably go 5 timing wise. He buys time. And then Winsey let that thing go right there. You can see the receiver at the bottom. Get on that corner's toes. We're pretty close to our depth, right? Pretty damn close. Anticipation. Where's the ball? 2 yards inside the numbers. Now, I don't love the fact that he's jumping and catching on his chest with his body, but whatever. It's really nice. And again, this is my favorite throw from Bo Nix in the preseason. And he's had some really nice throws. I think that touchdown last week in the flat was special. But this looks like what you're going to have to do in the league. Stand in the pocket, drive the ball down the field. Now, again, I just want to be clear. The pass rush will look different in the regular season. It just will. It doesn't mean it's not a great throw. It doesn't mean it's not great at timing, all that stuff. Next one here, touchdown pass. Really nice job. This is a great play, kind of double flat. Bo Nix does a great job reading this thing outside in. Usually you're trying to fake it to the back, throw it to the back. Right here, they combine that play with the sneak or slide flat from 12. So you get 2 flats. So you can see the flat defender, 45. He's like, oh, I see the flat. I'm running to the back. I know this play. Boop, right behind him. Ha-ha. And Bo Nix does a great job. Left, right, ball handling there with his hand. I prefer 2 hands, but he makes it work perfectly. He's very good on the edge. Obviously very good off-platform throws. This again, when I say play calling here, this play where you come out kind of reverse, fake it to him, try to throw it to him, that's a play you see a lot. Okay, the play you don't see a lot in the preseason is where you double them up. Okay, it's outstanding. Now, this is not the first time this play's ever been run, but you don't see this play a lot in the preseason, y'all. I'm just telling you, we're crafting this thing for success as we should. Usually with a corner and an over. Okay, you got to navigate the edge. Someone shows up on the edge. What does the flat defender do? He runs to number 1, put it right there on number 2. Well done. It's outstanding. It can be all of those things. It can. It's a really nice job. Excellent job from Bo Nix playing this play. Tight red zone. Whoop. Great throw. Put it right on his face. Really tough for that flat defender, 45. It's outstanding. It's really well done. I just want you. I think we got to pump the brakes a little bit because it feels like, and I think this is a good example of the play calling really scheming it up. Man, this is scheme for me, schemed up. And we know who they're going against, but it doesn't take away from the efficiency that Bo Nix played with during this preseason. So that is a wrap. Bo Nix, the hype train has left the station. Fired up. I think you can't argue the fact that he's had really good statistical days. Things have looked really good with what they've asked him to do. I will say that deep in throw late got me feeling better. I still think, if I'm going to be somewhat critical, I still think there will be times that we are going to have to see him, instead of exiting the pocket or leaving his base quickly, to be able to kind of play through some muddy pockets and reset. Again, I know who they're playing against. I know that. It doesn't take away, though, or diminish the good things Bo Nix has done. He throws the ball really well, short, intermediate, decisive. It seems like that's exactly what they want. We'll see if that's going to play itself out over the course of the season. But man, he's been locked in early, fired up to see more. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.